business is only you.
Welcome, Commander.
على المايكرو الأسطوري الجنرال ريفنجر.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Carpet coming in from recess. Oh my god. Actually is in danger. Talk to me, he says. And he gets it. Well played there by ExCaL. Good at hunting.
What is coming? With the technical. All right, between the forces. Well done here. Kills the 2 full outposts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the remaining quarterfinal of the World Series 2025. It is ViViD against Fargo. There is a poll in the chat, so let me know who you've got. And I am particularly excited for this one. I've got a little introduction for you about both players, being a pretty active player in the scene and in this tournament. Myself, I obviously am aware of what these two players are up to, and ViViD usually has a positive record against Fargo, but what I would say is that ViViD, as we know, is a little bit rusty. So yeah, will that be a factor in the outcome today? Fargo is, as much as he's funny, some love him, some hate him. He is Mr. in a way inconsistent, because on his day he can actually beat anyone, but that's when he's having his highs. When he have his lows, he can also actually pretty much lose to anyone. So yeah, it's a little interest in this, how the rustiness and how the inconsistency of Fargo is about to collide. But without further ado, let's get into what is the players' map picks. And this is actually very, very interesting. So what we see here is a new part of the World Series 2025 where players can basically ban maps and then pick maps, and we get our running order essentially of the maps within this set. And incidentally, if you want any more information with regard to this World Series, have a brief look at the description of this stream, because it takes you to a very good website, ZH World Series, and also the Game Replays account website, where you can keep up to date with everything going on. So ViViD actually won the coin flip and interestingly banned Damn Scorpion as the first map. Fargo banned Blue Hole, which I think is interesting, because I don't know, if you're up against a rusty player, maybe Blue Hole would have been a good pick. But yeah, Fargo clearly not liking the Blue Hole. ViViD's actually picked Blossoming Valley as the first map, so that's going to be the first game we jump on into. And Fargo, perhaps predictably, picked Vendetta, but both of those are, I would class as low eco maps. So both of these players may be preferring the low ecos maps. ViViD then banned AK's Magic. Fargo banned Shiva's Paradise. So these are two of the more, if you like, wonky maps. ViViD then picked Kuju Akakawa. I like that map. That is the biggest eco map of the set so far. Fargo picked Snowy, going very old school in his picks. ViViD then finally picked Tiny Tactics, and Fargo then picked Sakura Forest, interestingly. So that is interesting. That is interesting indeed. Well, we're about to jump into game number 1. Welcome everyone in the chat. And let's get into it. Alright, so down in the south here we have Mr. Fargo in the blue with the China nuke. And up in the north it is ViViD with the vanilla China in green. Who would this favour actually? I think ViViD is pretty underrated with China. We all think of him as a GLA player, but he is actually very good with the Chinas. But at the same time, Fargo's a bit of a granny, and if you're a granny like myself, you are well accustomed with the China nuke general, and of course the the China matchups in general. Fargo going for a little bit of a rally scout here with this barracks, trying to determine what his opponent is doing. But actually looking like he's gone pretty greedy. He has, Mr. Fargo. Whereas ViViD is going a little bit standard and safe, whilst getting a war factory. The colours, as predicted and as expected, are going to be green for Mr. ViViD. The beast in green, and of course Fargo always opting for the blue. And Fargo now sending a flamer firstly down this right side. I can interact with chat quite a bit, guys, because we've basically had an embargoed stack of replays whereby nobody knows the result. I've purposely not even looked in Discord as well, and ViViD looks like he's actually missed that flamer. That could be massive if he's missed that. I think he has missed that. Basically for latency purposes. Yeah, if ViViD misses that, this could be exactly the start Fargo is looking for, and ViViD has missed that, and I don't know how he's missed that, because outposts have exceptionally long range, but that is a phenomenal start from Fargo here. Absolutely phenomenal. ViViD's outpost not really doing any economical damage, and Fargo has started his prop. Hello and thank you, Big Sam, for the message. Well, Fargo's already got a lot of gats out here, because you do kind of expect a helix from a vanilla China at some point. So I can't say that this is going to catch Fargo off guard, but it is certainly Fargo's game to throw at the moment. Having said that, ViViD is getting a little bit of harassment damage done here, which he very much needs. Helix is going to collapse on a few units here. That will give ViViD a nice little bit of XP. Oh, he didn't quite pick off the Battlemaster there. But yeah, Fargo is faltering just a little bit after essentially genuinely the perfect start to just rally your first flamer down the right whilst playing greedily and flame down your opponent's supply. So nice little box and bunker setup here, but Fargo does need to put something in that bunker, because ViViD's just sort of snuck in. And both players are floating. That is maybe the rust from ViViD and the inconsistency from Fargo that I was talking about. And ViViD's starting to change the tempo of this game just a little bit, flying around with his helix as well. Some more truck damage coming in. And the Lotus has been spotted, but I don't think he's going to commit to killing that, not with all these gats chasing him down. These outposts have still not been dealt with. Prop in play for ViViD as well. So I would say after a disastrous start, ViViD has got himself a bit of an equal footing in this. And Fargo is throwing away a couple of gats here. That Lix takes a lot of damage. Does need to go back and get healed. But what Fargo... Oh my word, Fargo lost his Overlord to those two outposts. Unbelievable. Yeah, I was about to say, if Fargo just gets a bit of an Overlord blob with Gats and ECMs, that is what becomes quite scary for the vanilla China. ViViD flaming down that oil. Will he get it? He might, you know. Yeah, he does. And you would expect ViViD's Lotus to come out soon. ViViD leading the XP race as well. No subliminal. messaging. And that is the Overlord blob we were talking about. No subliminal for either player, actually. Definitely a mistake. Both propagandas are in play, so... Hello, Habibi Sahil. ViViD using this opportunity to swing by and do a little counter-attack. He is maybe outstaying his welcome here. And loses a Helix in the process. Fargo's Lotus has been spotted. And that Lotus may well go down, actually. Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean, if ViViD gets himself to level 3, which he is edging towards... The carpet and Artie is always very nice to have in play. Ooh. Bunker just about flushed out. Nike says, where's the G&T? Not drinking on the job here, Nike. This is serious business. This is the remaining quarter-final of the World Series. We know how much prize is at stake. You guys can... check that out on the website link in the description. All the very, very generous and many sponsors. Yeah, now that is an awkward angle there, which ViViD's got himself in. Very awkward indeed, but the Helix number is continuing to rise. And ViViD... Would you go for the prop or would you go for the CC here? I'd have been tempted to go for the CC myself. ViViD using that opportunity to go for a little bit of a counter poke, and that will get him level 3. Fargo's Lotus over on that right side. This is doing a lot of damage. These Lixes might not make it out. One of them certainly doesn't. Second Lix is about to go down. I think lucky if... Oh, yeah, he just decides to evac. All these Lixes will go down. But that is a brutal amount of XP, which ViViD's just farmed then. And this Lotus has not been dealt with. So how ViViD's come back in this game after donating a supply and having a less greedy build from the get-go is quite phenomenal. There's your carpet and artillery that we were talking about. And that is about to get captured. Now, how many dozers does Fargo have on the map? He has 2. And he might only have 1 in a minute, because that carpet does indeed take out one of them. Oh, my word. Ooh, that was close to a hunt on Mr. Fargo there. And I think all ViViD needs right now is one good engagement. He's level 4 actually. This mine drop could be delicious. It is delicious. It is absolutely delicious. ViViD is one engagement away from taking game number 1 here. And I actually think he should have jumped on this position with it having mines all over it. Fargo Lotus goes down as well. I mean, this, I have to say, is very much looking like a Fargo throw to kick things off here. But it is a winnable matchup both ways, so I don't think this is necessarily meaning the set is over before we start if Fargo loses this game. But ViViD is basically fighting where Fargo's army is not. And Fargo's getting himself in a bit of a mess here. 8k float, dozers all over the place. Lixes now. This is a green triangular pincer movement going on here. We've got Lixes at the front, Outpost ECM at the back, and they're taking a lot of units with them. Fargo, unbelievably, is still not level 3 just yet. Lixes, I mean, ViViD's microing in multiple places here. Those Lixes are picking off what they can. And this is where ViViD is scary. Looks like he started the game pretty shaky, but when he's pulling you around in multiple locations, you don't know whether to stick or twist. And that is what we're seeing from Fargo here. And Fargo has been defeated. And that is 1-0 ViViD winning with the Vanilla China. That poll we can end. We end that right now. Get rid of it. Let's get rid of that poll. 75% of you going for the ViViD. Nice amount of votes, that. Thanks for that. Yeah, very nice amount of votes indeed. Yeah, as I say, ViViD typically does very well against Fargo. But everything is to play for win this. Anything can happen in one set, where we will now see the reverse, where we've got Fargo in the north of Blossoming Valley with the blue Vanilla China, and ViViD down in the south with the green Nuke. What a comeback from ViViD in that first game. Exactly red versus blue. A super well played. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately for Fargo, and he's become a meme for many things. The Fargo pop, the Fargo trash talk, and many funny moments as well. But one of them is, of course, the Fargo throw. And as I say, if you have a 3-supply opening, unpunished, versus a 2-supply opening, and you flame down your opponent's supply with your very first flamer, to lose from that position is, well, tilting to say the least. Anyway, we see the reverse, and ViViD's literally doing an identical build to what he did as China with the Nuke. And Fargo's doing a bit of a far cat and sort of copying the ViViD build. Thank you, Teasmate, for the super chat. Appreciate that. So ViViD will probably think to himself, do more of the same, but just not let a first unit delete half my base. Whereas, what are you thinking? Let me know in the chat. What are you thinking if you are Fargo right now? Having the best possible start and throwing game number 1. Fargo is experienced. He's been around the block a few times, so you would hope that doesn't completely tilt him off his mind, but you never know. You never know. Fargo carpet is another one, that is true, in the chat. Well, a dozer just went down here. And that Battlemaster is threatening from ViViD. Meanwhile, ViViD's taken 0 economical damage here. And he's also got a pretty good scout on what Fargo is up to. So Elix is being prepped. Whereas ViViD's prop is already ready. Fargo Flame Wall is another meme as well, yeah. I mean, let's be clear. Fargo is very entertaining. We like him. We like having him around. But
more people are looking at your outfit than the game.
He has to be he has to be unfortunately the most famous player for sort of whoopsie moments. That is for sure. Thank you, Sam, for the super chat. It's just a shirt and tie. I'm sorry if you guys have never seen a shirt and tie before, but that's all it is. So a very cagey opening to game 2, reflected in the XP here. ViViD's Lotus capturing that arty platform, but it has been scouted, and that'll be a big loss if he loses it. He pulls it back just in time, and we see Fargo having a little lead here. being an oil ahead. ViViD, though, looking to secure the middle of the map. I think ViViD is aiming to not be caught off guard by the Lixes, and that's some decent damage there. This time he does remember the messaging. Yeah, you don't want to see the bottom half, that's for sure. That is for sure. And don't start giving me donations saying to stand up. I do not have a price on that. Well, Fargo's building up the composition you need in this phase of the game, and that is essentially ECMs to lock down the GATs, Helix Blob to then jump in. Does create a moment where you have to be on point with your micro, because you have to individually, manually micro those ECMs and time your Helix Blob to come in at the same time. Do like that static defense from ViViD, I have to say. I think that's very nice. Lotus here captures the supply as well. ViViD microing that gap back to the bunker. I think that's very nice. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. When you're the China, you can actually work the nuke blob left and right by sending different armies down the flanks, sending your Lixes up the mid. Solid saying stand up. If Fargo rage quits, T saying stand up as well. That is a Fargo Lix going down there. No chain guns for ViViD. I actually think they could be pretty helpful right now. And Fargo forgetting the subliminal once again, interestingly.
GGZH community.
AKA Baloney with the GGZH community super chat. Appreciate that, Mr. Big, AKA. The leading sponsor across the years of World Series. Him and Oxygen, I believe, doing $10,000 a piece to this year's prize pool. Absolutely unreal. And that is a big engagement there, and that is the composition and the engagement Fargo was looking for. The Lixes and the ECMs jumping on that army. Could be a potential overextension there. He did lose a Lix, and he needs to move away from that nuke cannon. Oh, boom. Oh, that is definitely an overextension. What is he doing with those Lixes? I stand potentially corrected. No, I do not. I do not. The bunker Lix goes down. Fargo is leading the XP though. But he hasn't kicked ViViD off that middle supply as of yet. I mean, ViViD has no intention, it seems to me, moving past that halfway line. And I think he realises it's kind of up to the China to do something here, especially if the nuke transitions to nuke MiGs, which ViViD could afford, actually. He's deciding not to make them just yet. So I'm going to give Fargo the slight edge here at the moment, because he still has an oil. He is starting to get himself on that middle supply as well, and he's leading the XP race. That's giving Fargo a nice bit of vision, that damaged outpost there. Still no nuke has been started. And of course, V-China can make nuke cannons of their own if, of course, Fargo chooses to get that gen power. But he may not. Fargo Lotus there is hanging around. He might actually capture that artillery platform. He will capture that artillery platform. ViViD more focused on these helixes here. Still no chain guns from ViViD. I think that is a bit of an oversight, to be honest. I think chain guns greatly help. But this sort of standoff here has actually reminded me of original Generals a little bit. CCG, where you got the nuke cannon and very cagey China armies facing off against each other. Very cool to see. Fargo looks like he might want to commit here, and this could be a decisive moment in the game. He thinks better of it. Those gats do indeed go back. Thank you, Lolodin, for that massive donation. Thank you very much indeed for that. And it is a massive set for both players. I think...
Great Mew. Happy casting it.
I think for different reasons, both of these players are really, really, really well liked. So it's going to be sad to lose either of them. And, of course, it will be great for one of them to make this year's World Series semi-final. But remember as well, when you when you leave this tournament in the quarterfinals, you are not going home empty-handed. So, yeah, it's not a tragedy, but yeah, definitely we'll have fans of both players who are going to be upset depending on who does and who doesn't get through this. That is a decent carpet from Fargo. Probably would have liked a little bit better. And artillery has been deployed as well. Is Fargo going to put that on an army here, is the question. Yes, he was, actually. He was indeed. Woo! Good little dodge from ViViD. Has he got radar? He has. He needs that radar. He very much needs that radar. I mean, this is super cagey. That oil has actually finally been picked off. Fargo's committing. 1 licks for a nuke cannon. I mean, ViViD himself is going to really want level 3 as well. Thank you, Pidox. Appreciate the nice words there. I mean, neither player is making secondary economy. This is literally a case of we slug this out over these remaining crates until none of us has any units left. That is a little bit what we're going to be seeing here. But I would like to see ViViD actively try and get himself to that level 3, because as we wait, Fargo's carpet is recycling. 50 XP away now for ViViD. Lotus giving a nice little scout there on the right side, as is this Lotus here. Actually looking to capture a war factory, which ViViD will sell. But that Lotus kill will give ViViD level 3, as we see here. So this is an interesting moment. Carpet, Arty can be deployed, and ViViD's actually moving now. He is moving. He's aware of where those elixirs are. No carpet deployed yet. I will do my minimap green dot observing here. And there it is. There's the carpet coming in. And I think that's a pretty good dodge from Fargo. Yeah, doesn't really do much, that carpet. And here is the expected Licks counter-attack. And actually, ViViD has gats everywhere, but that left side. So it was a nice little move in from Fargo, who I think is going to need a bit of a jackpot carpet here. Because if he doesn't get a jackpot carpet, I think ViViD's going 2-0 the way this game is shaping, but anything can happen. Nuke cannon is about to get picked off. Chain guns are now in play. Which, oh, there's the carpet. Not enough, in my opinion. Not enough. Arty on the prop, I believe, there. Yeah, I mean, chain guns are going to shred this now. ViViD's looking pretty good. Lolowin comes back. And thank you for the support once again. A lot of gats at home for ViViD now, but I don't think he needs that many in his main army, actually. This Kashak's also super big, by the way, when there's literally like no more crates left on the map. And we see the players fighting over those last 2 little remaining crates. Any cash hack you do is just massive. Whoa, and 2 elixirs go down. That is not what Fargo is looking for here. Shout out to Scuba. International Zero Hour community legend. And also the guy you need to see if you don't feel like playing games. He will take you out and, well, he'll just take you out. I don't know what else will happen, but you'll have a good time. So that is Mr. Scuba, a granny expert player from the early days of 0 Hour. Yeah, Fargo needing every free kill he can get at the moment, and we are reaching a bit of a stage. Oh, another 1k Kashak. We're reaching a stage where actually every unit is pretty vital, because the players are getting low on cash. Well, I say the players are getting low on cash. ViViD has a 9k float, but that's because half of that is stolen from Fargo. And Fargo is looking pretty broke, I have to say. About 2k remaining on that supply. 4k there, so Fargo's got like another 6k to play with. And ViViD has another, 1.5k to play with. Carpet coming in. It's not going to kill the supply, that. It's not going to kill much, actually. Was not the best carpet from ViViD, once again. Doing good with these nuke cannons, though. Look at that creepy crawly nuke cannon there. And the Fargo carpet swings. And it misses. And Fargo's nuke cannon has been picked off here. Ooh, now that could be a twist. The ViViD CC captured, but actually forget it. ViViD's got 2 CCs. And Fargo's losing elixirs here. Fargo has lost another 2 elixirs. One got very damaged as well. And he's going to lose his Lotus, I think, here. Yeah. Oh, he loses another elix. Brutal from ViViD here. Mine drop as well. The green Vice is closing in on Fargo here. And that is looking 100% like a 2-0 ViViD. Yeah, Fargo will be kicking himself, as he always is. He is always kicking himself. But throwing that first game and then going this close in the second game, he's going to need to compose himself for the remainder of this set. Yeah, I did like that cash hack from ViViD. He must have got 3 to 4k there. And it's not just 3 to 4k to you, it's 3 to 4k away from your opponent, which, when we're coming down to the last few units, that's actually pretty big. I mean, imagine if Fargo had had an extra couple of Overlords. Would have helped out. We see ViViD with Elix now. And I'm afraid this is surgical. We already have one doctor in the community, in Mr. Marikar, but that was a surgical removal of Fargo from that game, and ViViD takes a 2-0 as Fargo quits out in that one. Okay, well, that was ViViD's map choice, so we'll see if Fargo can even the score in what is game number 3. Where we have Fargo down in the south of Vendetta with the China Inf, and ViViD in the north with the GLA Demolition. This actually is a matchup Fargo can win both ways. We know Fargo likes a bit of a elixir pixie blob. And he's also pretty good at dealing with the Helix as well. But I would be stunned if this is not a Helix from Fargo. The thing is, if I know that, and you know that, then ViViD knows that. So if ViViD gets caught off guard by this, he's only got himself to blame. There is the barracks. And there is the Helix. So that is all as predicted. And yeah, he's ready for the truck rush as well, isn't he? Look at this from ViViD. Tech is out. Lick's being prepped. And ViViD's not got a quad out yet. First quad is out, but he's making a stinger, so I think he is well aware of what is coming here. But the Licks is out. And there are only, as far as I saw, there's only one quad out right now. So I don't know if ViViD's been a bit slow in his production. The good news for him is Fargo decides to just clean a tunnel out rather than go straight to the base. Mistake with the RPGs there, but some decent... Oh, doesn't get a truck. And the Licks is now committing. Fargo's good with this, so even though you know it's coming, Fargo can get stuff done with this. And he takes out one supply of ViViD here. And he's got a second Licks as well now, Fargo. Truck and a dozer goes down, one dozer remains. We'd lost a quad and a terrorist there. Doesn't look like he's rebuilding his supply here, ViViD. So, will he commit? He does commit. 3 quads against 2 helixes. I mean, unless they get vetted, I'm not sure about that, but we're about to enter a pretty wonky phase of this game. I'm liking Fargo's position at the moment, honestly. His supplies haven't really been damaged. As I say that, he nearly loses a helix. He very, very nearly loses a helix. He's got a lot of them flying around here. And he's just letting ViViD build tunnels in his base for some reason. What is Mr. Fargo doing here? Well, he loses... No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. An empty Licks does indeed go down. ViViD's still on 1 supply. He's doing a lot on 1 supply. Ooh, if he pops here. He does pop here. Fargo loses another Licks for 1 quads. That is not the trade you want. I mean, I don't think Fargo needed to fly around. He could have just committed, surely. ViViD has popped again. Cleans up these tank hunters. Kills another Licks. But he can't really fight that inf blob head on, I would say. Tech survives as well. And he actually saves those quads. This tech is still dancing around. It's funny. I think now it might go down. No. Oh, bit of indecision there from ViViD. Targeting the ground and the air at the same time. I think he needed to commit to one or the other. Gonna try and get his second supply back. That micro from ViViD, that is absolutely... yeah. Chills on the micro there. He was in a desperate situation, but he's keeping himself in this game with the micro. And there's a vetted quad, which starts to become scary, and Fargo is losing his main supply now. This tech. I mean, if I was Fargo, this tech alone would tilt me off my face. Look at it! Oh my days. Still isn't back on his second supply though, but he might be looking to do it now. He's dancing those workers around, yeah. He's getting his second supply, 6 minutes 40 into the game. Fargo has re-established his main and trying to capture these oils. The tech has been locked, but it can't be killed because quads are here. Killing those oils of Fargo. Oh, the Lotus! Oh, my lords. Tech survives. Okay, the tech goes down. I mean, that's one sigh of relief from Fargo there. Don't tell me that Lotus is going to get killed by RPGs. He thinks better of it. He does go back. Very, very strange game, this. Two of these 3 games so far have looked completely over in Fargo's favour. ViViD's won one of them, and we now are in this one where anything could happen, really. Even though Fargo's still in an okay position. I mean, you take this, getting your third supply, you've got a nice ECM blob. Got a couple of flamers in the play as well. A little bit of a TT on the outpost. But this time ViViD does take losses, and quads, RPGs and the tech does in turn go down. Yeah, and Fargo clears a lot of ViViD's map control now. All that remains is this tunnel on the right side, and ViViD, I think, well, he's been in a dreadful situation the entire game. He actually adds a second arms dealer to try and get something done here, but I think Fargo is still fine, despite some really shaky helix play. And Viv is in danger of losing his only tunnel on the map. Yeah, realised he had to pop. I think you might see ViViD quit out here in a minute. Because you don't really want to be just driving quads out on the map against full outposts. And Fargo's level 3 as well, yeah. So I did say Fargo is very capable of winning this matchup both ways. And he looks like he's about to get on the scoreboard here with a carpet deployed on that main base. Artillery was the trigger for ViViD to pop, but it was nicely timed from Fargo. And that main supply and that arms dealer is about to go down. Flop. Okay, the arms dealer survives to the hole, but the supply does go down. Yeah, ViViD trying a little bit with those tech terrors, but I don't think even Fargo can throw it from here. This should be comfy, yeah, and that is ViViD quitting out, and that is Fargo on the scoreboard. I think he needed that because the way it was going with this tech running around, it could have been a bit disastrous for a close set, that if ViViD had won that game. But Fargo does level the score. And we see him in the reverse now with the GLA Demolition. And ViViD down in the south with the China Imp. Now, will ViViD do a bit of a copycat? Because even though the licks was predictable, the evac meant it still did a lot of damage. But when you lick so often, as Fargo does, and it is a licks, do you know in turn then how to deal with a helix? Is the question. We're about to see. Truck Crush needs to start swinging back, and this is going to be tight here. This might well get into the supply line of Fargo. It does. That is 1, 2, 3. Well, $600 worth of damage. That truck has paid for itself and delayed mining from Fargo. And if it gets in here, this is just dreamland for ViViD. This is an even better start than what Fargo had. Yeah, 800 worth. Can you get one more worker? No. Lix is already out. Fargo has 1 quad. He's got some very forward tunnels here. But ViViD's just going to fly to that second supply where there is not a tunnel. Yep, so that supply goes down. Another Lix is out, can chase this tech, and once again we see the Helix causing good damage. Fargo has 3 quads, 4 RPGs, 4 quads, 4 and 3 terrorists just walking around. ViViD's going to pick off the barracks here as well. And he's sort of giving Fargo a bit of a choice to make, which is if you move out, I'm just going to kill your arms dealer. I quite like that from ViViD, whilst keeping this Lix at home, shepherding away this tech. ViViD getting himself on a 3rd supply as well. Tech does go down. And I wonder if ViViD will jump on this. Decides to evac. Yeah, quite like the choice to evac because you can see Fargo's like itching to push. But if you evac, I think Fargo knows he has to deal with this. And now ViViD's just going to try and take as many quads with him as he can. And he only took 1 with him. So that's as good as it could get from Fargo, I would say there. Can't get much better than that. War Factory is indeed up. And here's the pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quads. So ViViD might just fly to the base with these and try and get an outpost out, which he has then done, to deal with this. I think he realises either way, if he holds the push or counters, he should be absolutely fine. And I think he's going to do both by the look of it. He's going to hold the push and he's going to counter. Yeah, Fargo not letting up here. ViViD actually killing the reinforcing tunnel, which is interesting. Taking a 4th supply. Clearly not very worried, ViViD, is he? About this push. Just like, yeah, I'll take a 4th supply. No worries. Yeah. Nice efficient micro there from ViViD. 2 quads picked off. Just needs to barbecue that RPG, which he does, and Fargo just quits. You can just imagine Fargo quitting out there. And ViViD gets a 1-1 on Fargo's map, which I'm sure he'll be happy with as we enter the next map. A ViViD pick, Kuju Akagawa, and one of the newest maps by No Mercy, who's actually done some very nice maps of late, and we see on the left of it Fargo with the GLA Demolition and ViViD with the Green USA Air Force. There you go. Air versus Demolition. Well, that's interesting. Normally you would say air is pretty favoured, but GLA on these maps with a lot of economy and a lot of different positions to work with can certainly get something done, and it's a Fargo Demolition, and he's going to need some explosive action to get himself level here. ViViD going for your standard ground approach with air. You have got many choices as Air Force, of course, with Vs, with Comanches, or a Raptor, bit of an oil build. There's lots of things you can do. But I think ViVid's very comfy with V Micro and USA GLA matchups in general, so if anyone knows what he's doing, it's ViViD. We will watch him here. He's trying to get some oils. He's getting his first Humvee out as well. There is a worker up there, which he might not have spotted, just hiding behind those trees. And Fargo's first tech coming across the map. ViViD perfectly in time to intercept that, but actually missed it. And Fargo kills 2 oils on the get-go here. So that is actually a really good start from Fargo. That worker is found. And 1 oil will be grabbed here from ViViD. That was just an empty tech. So I quite like Fargo's opener, to be honest with you. Getting himself up to a 4th supply, 3 oils, and delete your opponent's oils. I mean, again, Fargo's start has been good. Pretty much every game, Fargo's start's been good. It's what happens after the start is what we're looking at here. And this might be what we're looking at, because ViViD doesn't seem to be wanting to play out a long game. These Humvees are on the move. Maybe ViVid's got a match in Valorant that he needs to get to or something, because he is going directly to Fargo's base here. Decides to collapse on the tunnel by the oil and denies that tech terror as well. Scary moment for Fargo here. Needs a jackpot TT. Doesn't get it. This is where you just sort of shake a little bit when you're against this from ViViD, because he tends to be so sort of clinical that when these Vs are pushing, he's just so precise. It's sort of ViVid's, I'd say, one of his best attributes. You can see here the click, the slight pullback. Stuttering to just check for demo traps. And collapsing on this position, denying Fargo's palace, which is actually Perfect timing. Fargo has to cancel that. And you can see Fargo's panicking because he's literally driving TT after TT at this blob. And ViViD's just getting his strat. Getting more Vs at home. And he's basically leveled Fargo to an equal economy pretty much now to ViViD. The same 3 supplies, 1 oil. But the difference is ViViD's just farmed 500 XP. He's still got these Vs, annoying Vs, which Fargo has not dealt with yet. And the strat center is on the way. Flashbangs here are in play. He couldn't quite get one off on that building. But hold up. There is a demo trap there. ViViD does see it. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is Fargo's lifeline. Or maybe not. I mean, this is a mess. This is a bit of a mess. Like emergency stingers, but these units are just all over the place, really. Oil did get TT'd. That is one positive for Fargo here. But ViViD, where's he going? Just goes back. Demo trap. That is an unsuspecting demo trap. Oh, baby. Oh. Well, until then, it was perfection from ViViD. And in the case of 5 seconds, this game's just swung around. Because Fargo, as we said, it is a lifeline. He's just got himself a very nice position there. Which ViViD could just carpet. The strat is here. The carpet would come in from there. There it is, yeah. I don't blame him. Do not waste time dealing with that shit. Just clean it out. And carpet is a good way to do it. Carpet is a very good way to do it. Fargo's going to try and repair that. And Fargo is on demolitions now, using that tech very well. And he might use another tech very well here. Yes, he does. Another V goes down for ViViD. So, within this last minute, Fargo's fighting. Fargo's getting a bit of resistance here. He's going to do it again with that tech if he's not careful. Demo bike. Demo bike. 2 Vs go down. And that could be on the strat. 2 terrorists drops off on the firebase. But that's not it. The strat's about to go down as well. Fargo gets the double. Fargo gets the double here. Oof. Well, ViViD has done a Fargo. By the look of this, he's throwing it. He's throwing this game. A demo trap, a missed tunnel, and a moment of madness. Losing so many Vs. Has got Fargo very much back in this game. So wow, he's using those techs like demo bikes. 2 Vs just went down there. 2 full Vs as well, I might add. ViViD did get a sneaky expansion up there, and his Colonel Burton is moving around, but wow. What a disastrous couple of minutes for ViViD. Oh wow. Yeah, that's not what you want. Another tech from Fargo here. And I'm curious what the airfield's about, because if it's for a Raptor to kill these techs, he's not made one. And he's not going to make one now, because the airfield is deleted. I generally wonder why ViViD went back with those Vs when he just had S&D. I think he just could have done ridiculous base damage with those 4 Vs. But remember, famously, in 2020, ViViD went out in the semi-final to a Boyka demo trap in a similar way. It was the deciding game, but it would have literally meant ViViD was in the final. and he just drove a bunch of E's into a demo trap. Now, there's still a long way to go in this set, but at least it's looking like it's cost him this game. Another V goes down. Another TT from Fargo, and Fargo's finding a bit of rhythm now. Look at this. Demo bikes, ambulance. Yeah, stressful for ViViD, this. Very stressful. Well, we've had some twists and turns already, and we're still early on in the set. And this is... oh, he's another V. That's it, isn't it? That is it. Yeah, this is ViViD's map choice as well. Bear that in mind. So this is a real confidence boost for Fargo if he gets a couple of wins here. Demo ambush as well. Yeah, that's it. I mean, what has ViViD got left? Other than Chinooks? He's got nothing left. Yeah, ViViD has been defeated.
You are victorious.
Wow. Okay then. Well, there we are. Fargo is right back in it. Right back in it, whereby he can just level the score now in the reverse. That's where we're at in this set. And here he is. He's in blue with the USA Air Force, and ViViD in green with the GLA Demolition. But remember, this is ViViD's GLA. So the expected can go out of the window here. Double barracks here for ViViD. Fargo, who, as I say, has had pretty much a good start every game. Looks like he's doing a similar build to ViViD, other than keeping a CC, which is pretty greedy, I have to say, from Mr. Fargo. Do I know the result? I do not know the result. I do not know the result at all. And he says Fargo's hands are getting warm. Indeed. So it looks like ViViD's going to try and pull the same move as Fargo here. Or is he? His tech is certainly later than Fargo's. No, he's not pulling the same move. I like Fargo's move. He just went straight to the oil and got rid of them. Whereas ViViD is going for what? The War Factory, okay. Good block there. Will he deny one? He denies one. So pretty good first tech from ViViD there as well. And trying to get his oils in play too. Killing the War Factory gives ViViD a little bit of breathing room to work with. Because Fargo's not going to be pushing straight away. But Fargo's economy is pretty good. He's about to get 3 oils. He has the refinery. ViViD loses 1 tech. Is he going to kill another War Factory? Yes, he is. Gets a dozer as well. Doesn't matter, actually, in this case, with Fargo keeping his CC. Oh! Oh! Would have actually been a nice pick, that, because that was a Hellfire droned... Humvee. Well, the ViViD TTs have been pretty good, and it looks like he wants to kill an oil now. I think that's a safe bet. Yeah. Yeah. Takes out 1 oil. going on here? Oh, that's an RPG tech. Oh, Fargo losing Vs. That's not what you want to do when your war factory's been TT twice. What is Fargo's army looking like? 3 Vs, MDs sort of spread out. But rich. 2 oils, 3 supplies. ViViD though is about to be on a palace, so he's bought quite a bit of time here, ViViD. Doesn't have his 4th supply yet, and doesn't have the refinery. Another tech from ViViD. Is he going to take the oils this time? Looks like he might. He does, yeah. So Fargo is out of oils. ViViD's taken this 4th supply. And ViViD is on a palace. Oh! 2 Vs go down. For Fargo. Might make that 3. Just barely not. Good pop again there, ViViD, actually. Thinks better of it. I think he should have popped again there, personally. I think delaying and maybe losing 3 quads is worth keeping your oils alive. Maybe he was focusing on this tech. Combat Chinooks are being prepared. And that is potentially a massive scout there for ViViD, seeing that. Because he might want to start adding quads to his mix. Or a few more quads, shall we say, other than these buggies, yeah. Tense situation. Buggies pop. How is Fargo losing 4 MDs to a terrorist there? I don't know how Fargo managed that. He was trying to... I don't know what he was doing there. He's loading up combat Chinooks, and there's about to be 3 of them in the mix. Yeah, as I say, that scout from ViViD was pretty crucial. Because he is now spamming the quads. And here they are. I mean, you do need a lot of quads to deal with that amount of combat Chinooks. And he does in fact pop, and I do not think that is enough quads. No, nowhere near enough quads. Demolition upgrade not in play. Oop, little bit of a gap boog there. Well, that is enough quads, though, to deal with it. Fargo is level 3. Doesn't have his strat, but he will have a Spectre gunship. And actually, it was pretty vital ViViD took those ores out when he did, because Fargo would have been in a pretty nice position had he had those oils. Oh, big moment here. Wow, the combat Chinooks go down. That was an overextension from Fargo. The Vs, the Vs. Oh dear. I mean, there's another wave of these combat Chinooks. There is a vetted quad in the mix. These combat Chinooks are really firing weirdly, like super weirdly. And 2 of them actually go down. So ViViD might be holding on to his lead here. He's mined out with those 2 supplies. And combat Chinook goes down once again. Chinook is picked off as well, and ViViD is on point with the cash bounty. Oh, that Jarman. If that Jarman gets scouted, yeah, it actually did. That's crazy. That's crazy that he got scouted there. Timing of that. There is the Spectre gunship. And it is in ViViD's back oil. Fargo's still loading combat Chinooks. He is. I mean, I'm not sure about that. ViViD has AP bullets. I think Fargo needed to maybe transition to maybe V's and a bit of a late game. Get some drop zones. There's the strat. Hasn't deployed S&D, but he does have a carpet, of course. Combat Chinook round 2. Where was that Jarman? There it is. I reckon he would have seen that with those with that Jarman, and he might go and get himself power now. Let's see. No? Pretty surprised at that. He's popping instead. He's killed another combat Chinook. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Power. Is he going to drop another? Oh, he drops a CC. Yeah, that might be that. ViViD on power now. Let's see. Fargo has got no chill. It's just everything's going here. Where's the quads? Oh, they're over here. And half of them are there as well. ViViD, what is he doing? He's loading his quads up now. There's the pop. What's he doing with that? He just popped from here. Yeah, there we go. There's the pop. Yeah, pretty big to stop that dozer, just delaying that firebase.
Search and destroy.
There's the search and destroy from Fargo, who is making yet more combat Chinooks. 6 combat Chinooks are now in play. Yeah, ViViD does not want that scaffold getting up, and Fargo did not cancel it. Here they come again! Oh, here's a big moment. Oh, ViViD didn't X. ViViD didn't X. One does go down, but ViViD very much underestimated that combat Chinook blob there. Pops again. Goes back in. Ambush used on Wharf Factory maybe? And Barracks? Or Supply and Barracks? ViViD's getting pretty broke, by the way. Needs to get himself on a supply. Whereas Fargo is mining. So power's not a lot of good if you got no money. And ViViD is starved here. And that is not where you wanted to put your power, because he's going to lose his black market as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up to 6 combat Chinooks. Fargo is solely mining from that supply, and that's a unique feature of this map. That supply and that supply is unlimited. They are infinitely replenished. So ViViD is going to want to hold on to that supply. As is Fargo this. A10 coming in on a tunnel, I think, here, and he's just going to jump on the other one. Yeah. Quads popped from the back. And the carpet coming in. I think that was a bit of a premature carpet, to be honest. Still a ridiculous amount of combat Chinooks, have to say. Fargo now looking to take this bottom supply. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Fargo might be doing it. The quad engagements have been a bit dodgy, and that is with AP bullets. Kills a Chinook here. Bit of indecision from Fargo there, nearly losing a combat Chinook. There's actually a Raptor out now. Oh wow, here we go. Lots of combat Chinooks going down, but all the quads have gone down. And will that last Chinook go down? It does. If it's on an air CC, but again, what can you do with an air CC when you're so broke? A lot of RPGs here. Good pop. That might be a leaf. No. Fuel air on a fake market. And has Fargo made a drop zone? He has not made a drop zone. So it is quads against combat Chinooks right now, is what we have. And one Humvee. ViViD does have the demo ambush, of course. He does have the gen power advantage. ViViD does have an infinite supply though, and he does have cash bounties, so there is that. Oh wow, Palace goes down. That could be a level 2 or 3 Spectre if it did that much damage. Don't think ViViD really needs his Palace at the moment, because he is only making quads. And there's the train look, and where is the extra supply drop off? It's sending out some workers. I mean, Fargo has a radar there, so he can surely see there's 2 green dots in his base. Not reacted just yet. Right, there's the carpet. Or is it a Moab? We're about to find out. Here's the carpet. Colonel Burton in one of those combat Chinooks, by the way. It's insane DPS, and I think he's just going to jump on these quads, is he? Bit of indecision. Decides not to. I think he could have done. I think he could have just deleted all those quads there. Really. Yeah, unbelievably, Fargo's not reacting to this tunnel. ViViD might just pop and snipe the strat. But you've got to be careful bunched up. Fargo is reacting now. Here we go. This could be it. ViViD's moving his units. Do not want to be moving your units in this situation. It's very close. There's a Vet 3 quad here. It's very, very close. ViViD's not back on his supply either. This quad is not yet dealt with. Decent pullback micro from Fargo. I think ViViD needed to remake his supply there. Yeah, he's having to sell his Palace to get that supply back. that was an ambush on... Killed a Chinook actually there. I think it might have killed a barracks. They are going down to the wire in this game, aren't they? Fargo's mined out over here. It's an infinite supply versus an infinite supply. But Fargo has general powers. Arms dealer is being sold. One, two, three combat Chinooks. I mean, it just takes some good pops, actually. ViViD getting level 5. And this game still being in the balance, believe it or not. ViViD should sell the AirCC. Actually, potentially, yeah. ViViD getting his arms dealer back. Fargo getting his strat back. And we're back up to 4 combat Chinooks. A10 killing a few workers there. And here we go. 5 combat Chinooks. What's the quad situation like? Not enough. Fargo levels the score. That is 3-3. We have a set on our hands. It looked like ViViD was going to take it, actually, getting himself on power. That is how tight the money was in the end. But the commitment to the combat Chinook was indeed enough. And we are over to the Fargo map pick. It is Snowy Drought. And it is Fargo down in the south with the China tank. We have ViViD in the north with the vanilla China. Should be, I would say, a 1-1 matchup here. So my prediction is a 4-4. You let me know what you guys think on this. We'll see how it plans out. ViViD's already shown that he's pretty good in the China matchups. Joldish saying Daddy is back. As I say, both of these players have got fans, that's for sure. ViViD is just Iceman, Mr. Chill. Never causes drama, everybody likes him. Versus the entertainer, Daddy, the self-proclaimed Daddy. Down in the south here, Sol Yaz saying, is this Fargo back? It could be Daddy back, yeah, it could be. Board supply to War Factory for Fargo, and to War Factory back supply for ViViD. So pretty predictable with the build orders. And saying if ViViD doesn't get a demo trap, he can take the match. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to those margins sometimes. Remember, there's a lot on the line here. The players will make mistakes. You got to imagine you're in the top 8, the final 8, about to be in the final 4 of the world. The prize money guarantee for making the next round is something crazy like $1,500. So you put all that together and yeah, it's stressful. Anyone who will know who plays a tournament set or a challenge is there's a lot of pressure. And this is just ramped up by 10, basically. Outpost GAT and Outpost GAT all over the map right now. With ViViD coming out on top, I would argue, because he's killed a truck here. And he's delayed the mining of Fargo there. With the little bit of outpost pressure that's going on. And will he get a TNT off on a dozer? Fargo trying to move it. Another outpost swinging in again here. He's getting some good damage on that Gatling. Doesn't quite take it down. Tease there with the breakdown. As I say, you can see the price breakdown in the description if you click the website. Yeah, so winner is guaranteed $1,500 of this set. That outpost has snuck all the way in. Now, ViViD is suddenly doing better. Once again, with the weaker army here. I mean, it is literally... To be a Fargo fan, it must be one of the most stressful positions, because just when he does some legendary play to get himself level, he's under major pressure here with the better army. Tank is supposed to beat Vanilla China, and ViViD is keeping his cool, and he is deleting the third supply here of Fargo. More outposts are coming in, and Fargo just simply doesn't have the right units to deal with these outposts. Flamers don't have the speed or the range. That is a dozer maybe going down here. Don't tell me that's the last dozer. No, the last dozer's there. The last dozer could go down, but ViViD's flaming another war factory. In fact, it is right there, and there is an outpost here. This could be Fargo hunted if ViViD so chooses. He doesn't. He's busy flaming Fargo's other supply. Perhaps a missed opportunity there, but maybe he's done enough anyway. Already on ECMs, Propaganda and Black Lotus in play. What a disaster this is from Fargo, or is this an absolute China masterclass from ViViD? Maybe it's a China masterclass from ViViD. I mean, I 2 years ago lost 2 China mirrors to ViViD, which took it to 6-6, if you guys remember that in the final. So ViViD's Vanilla China is literally no joke. It is very, very good, and he's now on his oil. He's trying to get himself a third supply, and that is the last dozer. He could have already ended this game, ViViD. A little bit out of position there. He's just locked the last dozer. And I think if that was me, I'd sell that, and I'd just be like, I'll deal with those flamers in a minute. I'm going to just kill your last dozer first, and then I will deal with this. ViViD, though, the gentleman, decides to deal with the flamers first, and leave Fargo's last dozer alive for now. CC starting for ViViD as well. How much XP is this going to give ViViD here? About 100 XP for that Vet 2 Flamer. And... what's that? What, 70 for the Vet 1? 2 more outposts go down. And outpost wave number 2 is en route. And I reckon ViViD's Lotus is going to sneak round the back there as well. Yeah, the thing is, the next engagement here, ViViD will get level 3, and that'll be devastating for Fargo when carpet and artillery is deployed. Big Frank with the 5 BAM. That must be the coolest 5 units to receive ever. 5 BAMs. Love it. Thank you, Big Frank. Yeah, nice Battlemaster in position there from ViViD. He's aware now. He will lock down the other Flamer, and we'll go into this engagement here, where he's just eaten a Fargo Flame War, which is not quite ideal. Yeah, and he's pretty close to level 3. I think he sent his Lotus here, captured an oil, or tried to capture an oil that he forgot he killed. Yeah, he actually has. Okay. ViViD, next level. I'm going to kill your oil and capture it before you, and then and then kill it again. Anyway, he's going to swing by into the base maybe, or perhaps he's just hiding there till the right moment. bunkers have been established, and we've got a couple of elixirs in the mix, and there are absolutely 0 gats. Or cattles, as Fargo would say. Yeah, that is just going to give ViViD everything he needs to get to level 3. Fargo essentially caught off guard here. The famous caught off guard moment. Within 0 hour. Oh! 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 Nearly lost the licks. He's going to go and capture that CC. And you'd expect to see a carpet and arty en route. Yeah. There it is. Carpet and arty en route. Fargo trying with a bit of a sneakiness here. Flanking flamers. That's brutal. 2 vanilla overlords. Fargo losing his left side supply and war factory there. Nicely done. I can hear the Lotus. That Lotus is still not dealt with. But there's a lifeline for Fargo here. No, maybe not. There's enough helixes here to deal with that single gat. Lotus is picked off. And actually ViViD's going to lock down the gat, isn't he? Yeah. And the elixirs will do the rest. I think that is it for Fargo. Yeah, Fargo agrees. And that is ViViD back in the lead after a shaky reverse on Kuju. He's now back with the momentum on the snowy drought. With Fargo in the north with the vanilla China. ViViD, well, I'd say, I mean, you let me know what you think, but I would say with the better army, the China tank down in the south. Don't be concerned about the outfit. The outfit's a meme. I'm dressed for the occasion. This is a big big set here. Big quarter final. Well, I've half dressed for the occasion. We're not doing a ExCaL please stand up request. Mark Smart said if Fargo beats ViViD, it's going to be the first sensation in this World Series, right? Is it going to be the first sensation in this World Series? Well, ViViD beat Mojo 6-1, which he won't thank me for reminding you all about. But Mojo's been performing like top 5 player. He's been making a lot of finals and semi-finals in tournaments. So for ViViD to 6-1 him was like a bit of a shock. What else has happened this World Series? There hasn't been like a massive scalp, has there? I would say Fargo beating Size, but Size pretty rusty. So yeah, if Fargo wins this, it would be a big one. Only boxers, maybe. Well, ViViD with an outpost flamer gap blob down that right side. Which is not an easy composition to deal with, to say the least. Fargo's about to find that out. Yeah, instantly deals with Fargo's outpost. But crucially, those tank hunters did get picked off. But he's just going to go and flame down Fargo's oil. And that does, at least in the mid to late game, give ViViD an advantage. Oh, he doesn't. He decides to try and take this Battlemaster out. I think he could have gone for the oil, you know. I think that's a bit of a mistake from ViViD there, as he's letting that outpost in. Yeah, ViViD's just realised he's moving the dozer. Fargo evacing that. Don't agree with that necessarily. I mean, what's he going to kill? Nothing. Should minimum get a truck here. You can just TNT one truck. No? Is he... If he's not moving it. Yeah. He is now, but there's one truck gone down. And are we going to see Vanilla China win both ways here? There's two flamers descending on this forward supply of ViViDs. And I do not think ViViD has enough here to deal with this, but Fargo has forgotten about his flamers. He remembers now. No sell from ViViD here. Bit of a late sell, I would say. Fargo will get the kill on that. They're saying, do you see replay? I don't know how many replays there are because I just took them all out of the folder and threw them in my replay folder. So we are in the dark here, guys. This is as live as it gets. Flamer down the left side here. And ViViD trying to push back, and he does deny Fargo's third supply now. Fargo is on a prop though. ViViD is not. He might get a dozer kill here. Going for it. No, just runs away in time. Oh, bit of a miss micro there from ViViD. It has to be said. Flamer might pick off that ECM. It does. Fargo getting some good work done down in this bottom side here. Is he paying attention here? He is not. Might lose a dozer there. Does lose a dozer there. He's down to one dozer. ViViD might lose a dozer here as well. It's definitely messy from both players of this one. Oh! I thought Fargo was going to go for the flamer there. Oh wow, ViViD's forgotten about that as well. I think should have turned it round. Might have got the Gat and the Lotus. Easy to say in hindsight, but maybe he's focused on the Flamer on this side. Couple of TNTs from ViViD there. And the XP is very even. Fargo edging it. ViViD with one dozer. Fargo actually opted to get his CC. Did not want to get hunted there. Another outpost sneaking in, and ViViD is in danger of getting hunted here. He's running away with that dozer. Oh, and this is a big blob here, and there's a flamer in the middle of it. Oh, this could be very interesting. This is a lot of pressure from Fargo here to deal with. If it gets this wrong, he's in danger of losing a lot of his base. ViViD losing trucks as well. One supply will go down here of Fargo's. And Fargo's Black Lotus has been spotted. Well, Fargo could lose another war factory here. The Vet 3 Flamer. The outpost can kill that ECM. Miss micro from ViViD. He's trying. No, miss micro. And there's now a flamer from Fargo on the War Factory. You can imagine the pressure in this, right? You can imagine the pressure. I feel like the pressure is just ramped up when it's a China mirror because you miss one outpost or you miss one flamer. Absolutely brutal. ViViD with the headbutt approach there to deal with that push. And both players are level 3, but Fargo has his CC. ViViD does not have his CC. Now, does Fargo know where that last dozer is? Because he did have his Lotus hovering around here, didn't he? Carpet not being used as of yet. But who would have thought that Vanilla China is looking like the better army here? Well, ViViD will not be hunted. The War Factory has been established. Carpet will take out minimum this supply, I would have thought. Yeah. 2 trucks as well. And that is Fargo level 4. Ooh, Fargo Lotus, though, runs into a GAT outpost. But there is the China advantage at this phase, the nuke cannon. ViViD's response is an airfield to that. ViViD has not used his artillery. Okay, as I say that, they both use their artillery. Literally at identical times as well. That's crazy. Well, I think ViViD is going to land first, isn't it? It is, and it goes on the prop. Fargo goes on a War Factory, and that is the worst mine drop in the history of Zero. Okay, we got a Fargo mine drop. There was some sort of competition, actually, for moments in this World Series. There's one of them for you. The worst mine drop of the World Series 2025. Fargo mine drop. I mean, not only did it not spawn, it spawned like 1 mine out of 8. It's doing nothing. It's doing absolutely nothing. So ViViD's got himself a licks here, and Fargo once again literally has 1 GAT. He's got like hardly any anti-air. And look at this. It's all exposed. The nuke cannon. Oh, the Battle Masters. Well, the ECM's making life a little bit better for Fargo. But that was painful. And Fargo Lotus is down again. This little left side blob getting cleaned up as well. So Fargo's 1 ace at the moment. His 1 trump is that nuke cannon. Oh, ViViD lost his Lotus. That's an expensive Lotus tank, actually. He just wasn't close enough to that platform. And I was about to ask myself, how do you deal with that nuke cannon? But apparently you just drive an outpost at it and hope that Fargo isn't paying attention, which he is not. Okay, there you go. Now that that's gone, this army and the licks could collapse on that army. And that's exactly what ViViD looks like what he wants to do. He's going to pick this GAT off first. And he's just going to drive into the base, it seems. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like this choice from ViViD, to be honest. And this is proving very difficult to deal with, but that is a juicy carpet. And that takes out half of the army. And Fargo is pushing back himself, but ViViD is rallying Battle Masters at this. And Fargo's running into bunkers. The Flamers get picked off. Oh my god, it's tense in both bases. I think ViViD might be doing it though. Oh my word. That CC is under a lot of pressure, and these outpost GATs and ECMs, vetted, are zoning out the Fargo GATs. And Fargo's in danger of losing his CC here. That is a mine drop. Is it going to be a bit better than the first mine drop? It is not what Fargo needs, and that is the CC down. Mine drop for ViViD, and that is absolutely delicious. That is much, much better. And World Series moments here. What a 30 seconds we've just had from ViViD. This comp is still not dealt with, sorry. ViViD running around. They're so vetted, these GATs. Fargo's GATs are being picked off. Yeah, and ViViD's just very good at this multitask unit control. Very, very good. Probably the best at this. Because of not the fact that others can't do it, it's just the precision he does it with. Oops. Defensive arty clips one Battlemaster. And that was Fargo's CC up there, rebuilt. I mean, both players still have an oil, but ViViD's level 5. That is a carpet. And actually, you would argue all he needs is an EMP there, and that would close this game out completely. He's not deployed the EMP yet. But I'm sure his hand is on the trigger of it. Just finding the right moment. That is a very loaded bunker. You might see it deployed now, and there it is. Oh, it's bang on, really, isn't it? Pretty much bang on. He's not even going to use his elixirs to clean that up. It's just going to bring his army back. Fargo's desperation carpet, and that has been the difference a little bit in some of these games. Fargo's carpets have not been what he needed, and ViViD's going back in the lead here. Absolutely back in the lead. He's going to surround this Fargo army, and Fargo is not going to be much longer in this game. There you are. Arty as well, just to top it off. Whoa. ViViD dominant in the China games. That is 5-3 here. We jump into the tiny tactics. And this is Fargo in the blue on the right side with the China tank. And over on the left, it is ViViD with the GLA stealth. Are we going to see some more twists and turns in this set? Fargo forgot his supply there. Okay, he's made it. He's going for 3 supplies. Plus oil grab. You do get a $2,500 crate on this map, which is why the players look a little bit more built up than they would normally be at this phase of the game. Mohammed saying, is Fargo throwing or is ViViD playing well? I think a bit of both. I think ViViD's looked particularly good in all the China matchups. He looked pretty good as air, to be honest, until he hit a Deba trap. So, yeah, small things here. And the first tech going across the map. Now, if that had gone straight here, might have just about got there in time. Oh, wow. ViViD losing 2 of his RPGs there. And a terrorist. He's trying to get a bit of harassment done. That dozer probably spotted the fact that he started the tunnel there, I would have thought. And Fargo now trying to get an extra war factory by those oils. And ViViD indeed there hits the mines. Has got himself on a couple of oils meanwhile, and yeah, I think he does absolutely see that war factory, but I think that war factory will get up though. ViViD with a sneaky pop. War factory gets up. Dozer goes down. Second arms dealer and palace on the way for ViViD. And to be honest, I prefer Fargo's position at the moment. Just because he's not really taken that much economical damage. ViViD does have control of this top side, which could be a bit of annoyance for Fargo. ViViD is going to want to get his palace up sooner rather than later. Fargo pretty good with his flamers here. Sneaking around. ViViD in turn sneaking around that top side of the map. But there is a bit of a parade coming through that middle. Hello there. And ViViD is holding for now in multiple locations, but one of the best matchups this. It's kind of like an art of defense it turns into for the stealth. And we'll see if any of the walls, if we do it Lord of the Rings style, get broken here. The south wall is looking like it is getting breached. ViViD though sneaking round the back. He does have a hijacker there, but he's looking like he's losing pos on the top side as well. Gonna steal a dozer. And he gets himself power. Gonna want to get onto the bus spam sooner rather than later. Another big pop here. Artsy platforms actually launching rockets at that gat over there. Ooh, hijacker goes down. That power is up, so these tunnels are building quick. And ViViD, you know, might want to go for a counter attack here because there's really not a lot in Fargo's base, but he doesn't want to lose his palace. Fargo, I think, should be flame walling that. That palace will survive. That palace will absolutely survive. Yeah, ViViD's harassing literally deep in Fargo's base whilst holding at the same time. So Fargo needs to break ViViD now because this harassment in the base is getting annoying. Your position is looking a little bit broken here from ViViD. Is he going to pop from that tunnel, or is he focusing on the main base? Or is he focusing on the harassing tunnels? He's focusing on the main base at the moment. Quads are starting to get vetted here for ViViD. Yeah, that all goes down. Fargo expands behind his push here as well and might even want to get on those oils. But at which point does ViViD say to himself, I'm going pure counter-attack? He's forgotten the cash bounty, which is actually pretty key at this stage. Yeah, Fargo's absolutely looking to capture those oils. Okay, ViViD does pop a few in the base. He gets himself some pretty vetted quads down there as well. One bus out as well. Still hasn't managed to deploy the cash bounty, which would actually be massive for ViViD right now with the amount of kills he's getting in the base here. He's got 2k in the bank now. Is he going to remember it? Crazy game, this one. I think ViViD should purely counter-attack. Just literally attack from the back here. Yep, still no cash bounty. ViViD might even be level 5 before he remembers that. Certainly heading that way. Fargo selling some stuff here. And it is weird, he's accidentally killed one of his oils there, Fargo. But it's weird because those RT platforms are so annoying. That vetted quad does go down. ViViD has actually expanded it in Fargo's base there. And he decides to ignore that RT platform. And yeah, thinks better of headbutting that position there as well. Could pop a bus there. Forgetting the cash bounty is actually massive here from ViViD. Another supply of Fargo will get picked off. And the bus micro from ViViD is very good. ViViD is just prepared for all these sneaky flamers. He's got defensive tunnels right in the little crevices of his base. And this is a weird situation that we're seeing right now. Blue in this middle triangle of the map, with green in both starting positions. ViViD is level 5 and does not have a CC. The amount of cash bounty he could have had this game is actually crazy. And he's even on power, so he could have his CC so quickly. RT deployed on what exactly? Maybe the palace? It's actually criminal ViViD's not got his CC at this point. That is a better mine drop from Fargo. And I think the RT might be on the power. Yes, it is. Please get a CC. Please. Doesn't even have worker shoes, ViViD. He's getting his CC now. So that will mean level 3 cash bounty. So every bit of micro and kill ViViD gets now, there you go. He will get cash bounty for. But imagine how much richer he would be. I mean, I'd be tempted to say ViViD, it'd already be over because ViViD would have had this supply. He could have bunkered off there. But he's been working on so little cash. And yet he's done so much. Kind of incredible. AP bullets for ViViD. Over cash bounty. Wow, okay. And over worker shoes. Maybe that is why he's been getting so much done with his quads. When that CC is deployed, you'd imagine the Anthrax would go there, right? Centre of the map. Us getting a lot of work done here. Will be picked off by the MiGs. Yes, it is. Well, there's the Anthrax. Will be annoying for Fargo, that, because it could well pick off the dozer potentially here. That flamer survives by being repaired. This flamer survives as well. That dozer just barely survives. MiGs coming in, MiGs going down. And there you go, suddenly 5k in the bank for ViViD. Just with picking off a few MiGs and some units. Yeah, this is a weird game where Tank actually has 3 oils and they're pretty well buried in Fargo's base, whereas ViViD is like pretty broke. So, whereby it's normally the tank that needs to push, we have the weirdest of weird situations where it's actually the stealth that needs to push. Unless ViViD gets himself on that supply, and he has got himself on that supply, which has 12k there. But yeah, if ViViD gets that supply and secures this as well, then suddenly Fargo can't just sit on 3 oils. And here comes 3 GPS'd quads. Deny on that dozer would be massive. Oh my word, 99%. Fargo, sadly for him, has to sell this position. Could be very crucial here. Does ViViD have a radar van? He does not. So he sees this flamer, but he doesn't see this flamer, if you get my drift. Flamer getting targeted there. ViViD wants to save his supply. And he does not save his supply. Well, he kind of does. Goes down to the hole. Well, what a game this is. Another bus back in the mix. There are some MiGs for Fargo. He's going to need to use those now. Do we see a quad pop? We do. Just the one MiG going down there, though, for Fargo. I think he'd take that. And the Gat cannon actually gets up in the end. I think ViViD's going to look to just gun it down sooner rather than later. And may not even lose a unit for it. Loses one quad. Gets the dozer as well. Has to sell the north side position though. MiGs are, what are they doing? They're going down is what they're doing. And that's $620 in the bank for ViViD. Filling those MiGs. Fargo now trying to clean out his old base. ViViD meanwhile trying to get that top supply secured. He should try and get this as well. Because Fargo is mined out here. Got one truck in position there. So Fargo is running out of money. That was a vital supply to get back for Fargo. There's even a little bit of cash here as well, 6k. Snipe on the dozer here. And GPS'd quads. Oh, I think they stealthed just as the MiGs went to engage. So that means Fargo lost all of his MiGs. And that supply is cleaned. Is ViViD doing this? Crazy game if he is. Well, there is the artillery. And looks like it's going to be on ViViD's one market. Firearm Monster Black market count. None. 0. Yeah, I like that stinger there. Gonna give her some notification. The ViViD still no worker shoes and is not much chance of getting it now. He doesn't have a market. Did get himself that dozer though that he sniped. He can get in himself on power once again. Well, what's going on with this supply? There's loads of cash there. Well, that's a sneaky flamer. Yeah, he's misclicked that. Okay, he's on it now. Flamer coming to the mid. Fargo has to sell. Is ViViD going for the dozer? What is he going for? Going for the reactor now. MiGs should pick that off. And they do. Anthrax being deployed. That's probably on the MiGs. And those MiGs are landing. Those MiGs are landing. Fargo! One MiG goes down. Two do take off, though. Okay, well this is interesting. He's sneaked into his own Anthrax. He's popped a flamer. Flushing out that building. He goes back in. Okay. Yeah, I mean, ViViD's is very, very comfy in these situations because, as many of you will know, and many of you may not know, but as many of you may know, ViViD was originally a CXN player, a very good one. And CXN is a no money format. So getting the most out of your units is something ViViD is well accustomed to. Mines have been cleaned there. And ViViD is going to commit on those MiGs, I think, here. Thinks better of it. And actually doesn't get any MiGs there. Wasn't out of not trying. Another flamer gets sniped. ViViD recycling his bunkered buses. And he gets a fake market. We have one fake market in the mix. And he's realised there's a supply here now. That should close ViViD the game out, I would have thought. Just because there's so much cash there, and him being on power now, just means he can hold on to it. Now, I would expect a bigger pop somewhere else, yeah. That's exactly what he's not going to get caught out for there, ViViD. He's not going to get hit by a Fargo MiG pop. And he actually got one MiG for one quad there, which you would take that trade. Meanwhile, he is edging closer to Fargo's one last trump, which is the oils hit. Keeps sniping those flamers as well. Right, Fargo's deployed everything up in this north position. EMP is certainly something that's been deployed here. Battlemaster drop. That is an EMP, I think. Yeah. You might see ViViD pop now. Yes, you do. From two separate tunnels, I might add. Goes back in that tunnel, so avoids the MiG strike. And then we'll probably come out here with the bus. No? Oh, he's popped out here with the bus. Now he's popped here as well. It's a load of red guard kills. And he holds. And we have a real market now. We have one real market, folks. 25 minutes into the game. Carpet deployed on that tunnel. Fargo desperately trying to kick ViViD off this position. One tunnel remains. He's getting closer. Fargo. The MiGs are chasing down that bus. They get the bus. ViViD establishes one more tunnel. Stinger is putting in a lot of work, it has to be said. Another bus is popped. This is like clutch city we've got right now. He's holding on. He's just about holding on to these positions. That arty is on the last tunnel, is it? Or is it on the supply? It's on the supply. Okay. And the mine drop on the last tunnel. That prompts ViViD to pop here. And Fargo's just used all his general powers. Oh, the MiGs. DPS Flamer is killing that CC. Fargo is losing 2 here of his 3 oils and the CC as well. Fargo is also getting flamed there by ViViD. ViViD fighting Flamers with Flamers. That is the last dozer of Fargo. The last dozer of Fargo is retreated to the location of the MiGs. Reactor does go down. And an Anthrax on that, if he has it, would be, oh my word, you're just about to see the best hunt of the World Series 2025. Give ViViD the prize now, if this is it. There it is. Referees, take it away. No words, that's it. That is the best hunt of the World Series that you have just seen right there. Anthrax right on top of it. MiGs killed as well. Unlucky for Fargo, I have to say. You've got to give him a shout out for this. He probably has got to wonder what he's got to do here. ViViD, for large parts of this game, looking absolutely on the ropes. And it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter if he kicks him off this position. ViViD's got that position. And Fargo has got no more production. He is probably stunned here. He is probably absolutely stunned, Fargo. That MiG's going to get clipped on the way back. Yeah. I mean, it is the worst army to make helixes with tank. Fargo's selling his GAT turret. Another market being made for ViViD in the corner. I actually think ViViD could just give Fargo every supply now and win with his like random 2 markets now that Fargo's hunted. Oh, and the licks went down. And Fargo has been defeated, and ViViD goes 1 away from the semi-finals. Solid Yaz with the $1 like. Appreciate that. Yeah, massive money difference, and ViViD still coming away with the win there. ViViD putting himself in the perfect position as we jump into the reverse, which is Fargo over on the left with the GLA stealth, and ViViD in his green with the China tank. Will ViViD close it out here? Dozers have been deployed. Fargo, meanwhile, have a look at this. Double barracks. Bit of a late supply there, if that's what he's trying to take. Yeah, he is. Barracks. And oil. Get the 1 terrorist. Oops. It may be losing a truck here. That's one thing this map has got, which is neutral mines, and ViViD gets hurt from it, which, yeah, is unfortunate for him. Fargo makes a hijacker as well. ViViD opening with an outpost here. Might lose that outpost. Ooh. Gets a bit of a damaged flamer. And Fargo looking to deny some oil, which are not being captured from ViViD. ViViD going for quite the aggro build here. Hijacker has been spotted. And Fargo kills one truck there. ViViD going for some very aggressive plays here. He actually has 3 war factories, 2 mining supplies at the moment. Is about to lose a dozer there as well. And the Fargo harassment continues. ViViD has not dealt with this tech. Fargo doing everything right this game so far. We've said that before in this set. Flamer's now putting in a bit of work. And some flamer pressure up here as well. Gats and quads passing each other. One tech is still running around here. ViViD is putting flamer pressure on from multiple locations by the oil and on Fargo's north side. Fargo's doing some pretty good harassment behind this as well. That tech does finally go down. Another flamer is out for ViViD here, but Fargo is pushing. That looks problematic for Fargo, I would say. Yeah. And that looks problematic as well for Fargo. 2 sides look under a bit of pressure here. ViViD not readjusting that flamer just yet. He's staying with the micro here. Oh, and Fargo's losing most of those quads. Supply does go down. Oils are under pressure. Fargo could get himself towards a super tech, which would help him hold this. I think he will get a super tech here. Yes, he will. That will help greatly. Losing his oils in the process. Oh, is he? Bit of a misclick there from ViViD. 1 oil will go down, will it? Yes. I think ViViD sold that war factory. I think that's a wise choice. And the super tech is en route to do some major damage. That dozer is under threat. How many dozers does ViViD have? There's one up here. And a cheeky flamer there from ViViD as well. Pretty chaotic game once again. Both players putting on quite a show here, has to be said. Now Fargo's got himself a flamer there. And looks like it's going to kill ViViD's oils. Oh wow, that's a miss micro. If we ever saw one. That is a major miss micro. And for some reason, Fargo has not killed those oils. Do not know why. He's getting himself an airfield, probably a MiG to deal with that super tech. Alice is up for Fargo, and the bus is on the way. Well, Fargo wants to take those oils. That is pretty greedy. It has to be said. But Fargo is pushing and he's going to get on that airfield. A bus and a super tech in the mix. Well, the MiG did get up. So much is getting lost here for ViViD. Probably should use a MiG to bunker that bus, but just had a moment there for ViViD. Uncharacteristic moment where the micro was pretty horrendous, and it is here as well, actually. Flaming his own gats. And Fargo has taken ViViD's oils there. I think ViViD realises he actually needs them back. So decides not to flame them down at the moment. Will bunker one of the buses here. Yeah, red guard getting deployed. Yeah, ViViD is annoyed with that super tech, and I think he is locked onto that super tech. Yeah. Oh. Pretty good mix that overall. And the game kind of stabilizes, although Fargo is now kicking ViViD off this north side position. Fargo looking good in this one, I would say. Yeah, ViViD CC is up here as well. No cash bounty for Fargo either. That is a mine drop. Oh, Fargo losing quads to the mines. Right, where are those MiGs going? Thinking better about locking on the bus. They could do it now. I think they will do it now. Yeah, gets the vetted quad as well. Good pick off for ViViD there. Doesn't lose any MiGs. ViViD has sneaked that center supply. Fargo is literally doing the boost spam en masse. That oil hasn't been repaired, so if ViViD gets his CC back, which he is, could deploy an artillery there. ViViD, of course, got his own oils back, which is not something you always see. Someone taking the oils, the other player taking it back, repairing them, and they actually surviving. That's another pretty rare moment that we've got in this set. Us has been popped. MiGs are up. MiGs will get this bus, I think. Yeah. Should produce some napalm as well. We'll get the quad. Yeah, we'll get the quad as well. The ViViD will absolutely want to get back on this top position. Fargo has taken this over pretty swiftly. Oh, big flush on that bunker. Very big flush on the bunker. That is the artillery, and that is probably on the oil. Yeah, oil is down, so there is a 2-oil lead for ViViD right now. But as long as Fargo holds on to that, I feel Fargo's still okay. has got an XP lead as well. This is a big moment in the game, actually. How this all interacts. Bus is GPS, as are the quads. Oh, Fargo just walked into it. He just walked into that MiG. And ViViD's also pushing through the middle here as well. Oh, Fargo. Fargo, you heartbreaker. He has done this most games though, hasn't he? Gotten himself in good positions and all of a sudden, bar the air game, which ViViD sort of did a role reversal. You can see why Fargo says himself that he throws a lot of games, but hold that thought. This counter-attack could do a lot of damage. The MiGs are circling in the middle. Does ViViD know about this? A lot of the army's GPS'd. And he does see the bus here, which I think was a decoy. And that was a decoy. That is a legendary play from Fargo. Because the main army was GPS'd. And that decoy bus absorbed the MiG hits. But he's got to make sure he doesn't just die to this flamer poke. So this game's about to get super crazy. But keep your eye on that XP. Because Fargo is level 5. And or will be level 5. And he does have his CC. He is level 5 now, as is ViViD. ViViD's mine drop misses. His EMP might not miss. And there is the Anthrax. But there are no men in the palace, and Fargo knows he has to sell that. As Fargo has, ViViD has walked away from the Anthrax here. That's the EMP drop right there. Yeah, EMP has been used. Flamers getting in on the sneak. Fargo on the CC, sorry. Sneak attack is on the north side here. But Fargo's base is just on fire. Look at it. Flamers everywhere. Good news for Fargo is he is on cash bounty, but at the moment he has no production. So if he loses these units, he's in a lot of trouble. ViViD cleaning out that sneaky tunnel there as well. Nah, that base has disappeared. That base has absolutely disappeared. ViViD just needs to get himself back on a couple of MiGs. And I think you're going to see ViViD in the World Series semi-final. Fargo is holding on. Sneak attack has been cleared. Airfield has been rebuilt. Yeah, and remember ViViD still has those oils, doesn't he? And can't really break through that flame wall. And Fargo's last moments
GGS.
in this World Series might just be on the north side here. As Azul says, GG's. It has been actually very big GG's. But the bus is down. Fargo has quit. And ViViD is into the semi-final. So there you have it. What a very, very good set. Just congratulations to both players. ViViD is probably well asleep right now. For those of you that maybe didn't realise, this is an exclusive replay cast these guys played earlier. And for latency purposes, the streamers that were allocated, me being the English one, got to stream the replays all at the same time. ViViD does go through. Love the work from staff. I'll give them a shout out. Because they sent me enough replays here to make it look like Fargo might have watched that. So we're all won that. So we're all still on our seats. I wonder what this is. Let me have a little look at this. Is my game going to crash? Hey, it's me and Trucky. Very nice preparation that from staff, knowing not to spoiler it. Yeah, they were just replays of me and the Truckster on Sakura. Nicely done. Well, on a personal note and on a biased note, I do actually like both players, believe it or not. I know me and Fargo have had a bit of beef over the years, but I do very much like both players. But ViViD is a very, very close mate, so I will say right now, massive congratulations to my mate. And let's have a little look at the bracket. So if you do not want any spoilers on the other semi-finals, look away now. So here we have it. We have your semi-final lineup. So as you already may have known on the left side, I will be going up against Marika in the left side of this semi-final. We were together in last year's World Series final, so I expect that to be a brutal set, and obviously euphoria for whichever of us wins, sadness for whoever loses, but I think it will be a good one. And now we have it confirmed on this right side. We see Lift Truck against ViViD. So that will be updated, I would say, when the other streams have been completed on that. We've got a lot of streams going on in different languages. So if you're not English and you've been here, then thank you for following. But if you click the matches board here, you can see all of the different streams this is going on. So you've got Arabic Sahil, Debit Ukrainian, you got some Mandarin going on there as well. We got some Russian streams, we got CNCHD doing the Deutschland streams as well. So you've got lots of options. On a personal note, I'm super proud because this is all of my clanmates in the semi-final. So every single one of the Order of Elites is in the semi-final here. So yeah, well played, mates. But I'm afraid no love will be lost as we will be ripping shreds into each other within the semi-final. But at the very least, we hope to offer the viewers, you guys, and the sponsors some really GGs, and may, of course, the best one of us take away the title this year. So on that note, we will sign out, guys, and thank you all for your super chats during this live stream. I'm gonna kick back and watch the rest of the Man United game. I paused it; we were doing very well before I started this stream, so I'm gonna chill. But congratulations once again to ViViD. Commiserations to Fargo. Put up a very good fight there, and I'm sure I speak for most of us that, of course, he might have a little break now, but we don't want him to retire, so we want him to come back playing as soon as possible. And, well, until next time, you will be watching the semi-finals very, very soon. Take care from me, have a good one, and good night.